Right, so good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the day 4 training of ours. And as discussed, today we're going to work with our pending topics like the formulas and functions, a little bit on dashboard designing functions, what purpose is required, and the logical functions, how to use it in Excel. And the final topic will be charts and graphs. This is our today's agenda. So I believe my audio is reaching to everyone. Can somebody confirm, please?
Yes, but
Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much. All right, so let's go and start working with our file name called corporate case studies. So yesterday I showed you different uses of our 365 function called XLOOKUP and how one formula itself is self-sufficient to cater all your needs. So now we are going to discuss if I do not have 365 or if I do not have 2021 Microsoft Excel, then how to solve those equations, those situations, those problem statements with the limited functionalities of Excel. We are going to discuss that. So once you open the file, so if you remember in day 2, I have explained about the VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, the rules of VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP functions, all these things. And there one thing we have discussed only about VLOOKUP ends up with 0 and 0 stands for exact match or one-to-one match. But the moment when you go for VLOOKUP, there was another setup called approximate match. And where to use that approximate match, we are not clear. And the people, those who have taught us about VLOOKUP formula, even if you ask them that what is this VLOOKUP approximate match, they are not in a state to clear because they themselves are not clear what is this about. They always insist us that okay, Prabhas, just don't worry about anything else. Ensure that VLOOKUP always ends with 0. This is how people have trained us or taught us because they have also got the similar kind of training from the other side. So what I suggest is whenever you are learning something, people just try to learn and go in deep. Don't just go for the solution oriented and try to by heart the formula and keep using the same. There's no point of doing that. So you need to understand each and every element of the formula. Based on that, you can correlate the workplace where and how, what kind of logic I can apply, you can get an idea. So ideally, we are not reading the formula properly and we try to apply the formula. That's the reason why we most of the time struggle and unable to design our nested functions. So as I have been telling you from day one, always read the formula and give the inputs. So we have done up to our VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP, and now we are going to discuss about our VLOOKUP with approximate match. So approximate match is nothing but it ends up with 1, or in the text mode, if you ask it, it is called true. Exact match, it ends up with 0, and in the term of text, it's called false. Now take a look. I'll take you through a scenario over here. You could see vendor name is there. Okay, how much quantity they have purchased, and based on that, how much discount there is, I mean, they're entitled with, if you would like to calculate. So this is what already ready-made slab we have, and based on this slab, we need to populate the discount percentage. Now take a look on the first case. Somebody has purchased 49 quantities. So which bucket it is going to fall? So definitely it is going to fall in this category. So ideally it should be 10 percentage. Do you agree?
Yes.
yes,
Yes,
Similarly, if suppose somebody is purchasing 9, it is going to fall in this category. So he will be entitled for 2% discount. Do you agree?
yes,
So this is how, if the situation is there, I told you already, there is a beautiful option. What we can do, we can go for XLOOKUP, but provided XLOOKUP purpose, we need to have a proper matrix. So what kind of matrix? If you remember, I told you there, the matrix should supposed to be like this. So if you have some ready-made data, something like this, then you can go for it. But here, if you look at the data is falling in a range. So when the data is falling in a range and it is not having a one-to-one match, then we cannot go for VLOOKUP with exact match. So in this case, to answer this question, if you ask anybody, they will ask you, you have to go for if formula. But if I go for if formula, how many times I need to write the if formula? One, two, three, four, five. So 5 if formulas we have to design. Ideally, if I think like a layman, just imagine when you write a formula of five if sentences or logics over there, how much the length it would be. And I told you in day one itself, the more the if formula, file size will be more. So having said this, we are not going to make use of if formula over there. So we have a replacement over there, naming our VLOOKUP with approximate match. But VLOOKUP with approximate match, we cannot use as it is the way we do for a VLOOKUP with exact match. There are certain rules we need to follow. Rule number one, VLOOKUP with approximate match says that whenever you are working with your master data, then it should contain a matrix. So what is the meaning by matrix? I'll tell you, just watch my screen. I'll go for 0, 11, and this is how I should go and create a matrix. And the rule number two, matrix must be sorted. It should be in an order, smallest to largest, largest to smallest. Now, what is this matrix about? Suppose this column is not there. If this is the kind of circular it is there, what is the meaning? If suppose somebody scores 0, will I give 2%? Yes. So if somebody is not purchasing 0, then how can I give 2%? Definitely not, because purchase when it comes, then only the percentage calculates. So this is a self-implied. But if suppose somebody is purchasing more than 0 but less than 11, what is the percentage I should give? I repeat, more than 0 but less than 11. What is the percent he is entitled to?
2%.
Similarly, so nowhere the value is matching over here, but if it is falling in a range, so that is called your approximate match. When the data is not having a one-to-one match, the next immediate is approximate match. So when it is having an approximate match, then it should take the equal value or the smaller quantity. So that is what, nothing but, this is the explanation, the theoretical explanation for this matrix. And this matrix is mandatory for VLOOKUP with approximate match. So now let's see. Just watch my screen for a minute. Don't do anything. So I'll go for is equal to VLOOKUP, taking the lookup value, and I will check this. I will lock it, comma 3, comma 0. This is called our VLOOKUP with exact match. I am getting hash NA because 49 is nowhere matching in this. Can you see that? Right. So 49 is not having a one-to-one match, but 49 is there in the category, right? But in which category? More than 26, but less than 59. Is it going to fall in this range? 49 if I'm looking at in between these two. Forget about these two column. I'm not talking about this. If I'm looking for 49, it is more than 26, but less than 51. Do you agree?
Yes, yes.
So that is called approximate match. And now if I need the answer instead of 0, I should go for 1. And now, can you see? We got the answer. So 0.10. So if it is coming up over here, 26 to 50 category, 10%, I should convert into percentage. I told you yesterday also, as well as in day one, day two, to convert any format to percentage format, what is the shortcut?
Control Shift 5.
Control Shift 5. We got the answer. Now the same I can apply for others. So can you see? As exactly the matrix, whatever we have, based on that, we are able to populate our answer, correct? So this is how people, whenever there is a need, when you have the discount slab, incentive slab, income tax calculation slabs, you can go for this kind of formula. We look up with approximate match. All right. So give it a try and check, is it working? So any difficulties, any questions otherwise? So where to use VLOOKUP with exact match, where to use VLOOKUP with approximate match, you got some idea?
Yes.
So now we are good to go for next level. Okay. So I'll take you through one more scenario. Just see. Yesterday we have solved all these problems with 365 function called XLOOKUP. So now since we do not have XLOOKUP, if I'm in 2013, 16 or 19, then how to solve those puzzles? Just see, watch my screen. I have got master data of our employees, employee ID, name, department, position, salary, like this 10,000 people data I have. Now, what my boss is saying, Pravas, just design a template for me. Whenever I go for typing any of the employee ID, the details should be available. Okay. So I told you yesterday, if you have 365, how to deal with that? Simply, I can go for XLOOKUP, taking the data. Just watch my screen, no need to do anything. Now it is asking lookup array. So I'm taking employee ID. I should look into the employee ID. Do you agree?
Yes, yes, yes.
Come on. Return array. I need everything, right? So I can go and apply and I get the results. This was pretty simple by using XLOOKUP. But now we are going to discuss if I do not have XLOOKUP, then how to get the answer. So first of all, we are not going to write VLOOKUP formula for 4 different times. That is ruled out. I made you yesterday itself. Then how to get that answer? Take a look. As I know, in my master data, how many columns are there? One, two, three, four, five. Well, if I'm looking for the data name, in which column is there in the master data?
Column
Two.
B,
That is
second
what?
column.
It's the second column. So if I'm looking for VLOOKUP, it should be the column index number 2, department 3, position 4, salary 5. Do you agree?
Yes.
Yes. So
Yes.
this is supposed to be my column index number. But I am not going to use all these things. I'm just giving you for the information that if I'm looking for VLOOKUP formula, the column index number is supposed to be like this. But that is nothing to do with my formula. Only thing is I need to understand. 2, 3, 4, 5. Is it a chronological order? Is it a series? Yes. So when your data is in the same series, the way you have in the master data, then instead of writing VLOOKUP for multiple times, what we can do, just see, watch my screen, no need to do anything. I'll go for is equal to VLOOKUP. Lookup value I have taken from left. But when I copy this formula towards right, A11 should not go to B11. So there should not be the change of the column. But when I copy this formula towards right, A11 should go to A12. So 11 should go to 12. A should not go to B. So which one we should lock, which one we should keep free? I repeat again. A should not go to B, but 11 should go to 12.
You have to press F4 twice.
3 times. We need to
Yeah.
lock the column.
Yeah.
F4 3 times because column should not change. So A should not go to B, but 11 should go to 12. So row is free, column is locked. So this setup we have discussed already in our date diff formula in our day 2, if you remember. Comma. What is the next one? It is asking over here. It is asking table array. So where is my tabular data? You can select everything, or you can start from employee ID and select everything. That is up to you. So I'm considering for the timing everything. Okay. I should lock it. Yes. Now comma. Column index number. What is supposed to be? As we discussed, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, but we can't give it together over here. And either we could write each and every cell and changing the value to 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5. So in this case, If you remember, I told you in day one when we were working with our small and large functions with regard to our vendor evaluation, finding L1, L2, L3, and all, I told you. So there was a function we used called row. And what are the basic uses of row function? To give the row number as the answer. Similarly, now our data is changing in columns. So we should write one more formula naming called column. Like row formula gives the row number as the answer, column formula will be giving column number as the answer. Now, which column I'm trying to type the formula in? Second column. What is the second column? That is column B. So B is an alphabet, but calculate it will be giving 2. Now just see, if I go for column formula, is it giving me while I process the salary? Yes. So we got the answer, no doubt. Now, comma, what kind of match we have been following? So exactly the ID number is there, then all it should pick up. So we go for 0. Now bracket close formula is ready only with one cell, but we need to apply for rest. As we know, what is the shortcut? Control, enter, and we got the records. So if you do not have XLOOKUP, you have to take a combination of formulas, something like this. Same thing, but we have to go for a little bit exercise on this. Take a look, check, is it working? So when after knowing both the formulas, what's your opinion, Amit and Vaidyanathan? XLOOKUP is better or VLOOKUP with combination of column?
XLOOKUP is better.
Yes,
Definitely.
Here it's
Prabhat,
it's
agree.
a straightforward.
Yeah, we
Here
should
it's
not go
like
for
we have to
locking.
stress on the formula in
Yeah,
VLOOKUP.
absolutely.
Mhm.
So this is the advantage when you have a upgrade versions at your workplace.
Yes, yes, Prabhat.
Yeah. So I believe it's working, Ria, and who else is there? Uh, okay, Subendu, what is the status? Misbah? Okay, working.
Yes.
Right. Tidnum?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Abdul, did you get a chance to discuss with your IT and get it sorted?
No, it will be on Monday.
Oh, okay, okay. And then there's no other options. You have to only just watch and again, looking at the recordings, you have to keep practicing. All right, so this is how we have understood this VLOOKUP with column function, how it is working. Now take a look at my screen. If I go for, suppose a template, I cannot give a template having a sample data, something like this. Templates should remain blank. First, understand the problem statement. So if I go and delete my A11 cell, what happens? The formula shows NA, right? And yesterday I told you, if you have XLOOKUP, we have a inbuilt option of if error and where you can customize the output, not available, NA, anything that we have in XLOOKUP. But VLOOKUP, we did not have such kind of things. So how to handle this? Again, VLOOKUP deals with another formula, depends upon another formula to handle the formula driven errors. Now, what it takes, just watch my screen. So whenever you have any formula in Excel returns the answer as hash NA and you do not like them, in place of that, you want something else or you want to retain the cell as blank, you can go for simply a formula naming called if error. Now look at my formula bar, it will be more clear because this is going down. Okay. Now in this, how it works, see, though we have written if error, but Excel will first populate VLOOKUP formula. Excel will process VLOOKUP formula first. Now, if VLOOKUP formula returns NA, then what it will be done? It will just apply if error. Now, since we have declared if error, in place of those errors, whatever we want, we are supposed to design over here. So suppose I want to retain the cell as blank. So two immediate double inverted quotes. Now bracket close. If error will be closed. Formula is ready only with one cell, but we need to apply for rest. What is the shortcut? Control Enter. Now see, as long as there's no data over here, my formula remains silent over here. Now tomorrow when I copy some data and paste it, now this is going to give me the result. So this is how people, whenever you design any template, and if you're not working in 365, if you have got another version, you can design your formula something like this and present it over there. So whenever the person types the data, automatically that will be reflecting over there. All right. So even if you do not have XLOOKUP, but we do have a choice, but that will be a bit of lengthy and painful procedure. But we have a solution, nothing to worry about. So don't be disappointed or disheartened that, okay, I don't have XLOOKUP, then how to handle such kind of situation. So I'm giving both the options. So anything is missing, you are not able to clear yourself, you can ask me questions, no issues. So can I take that all are clear?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Okay, fine. Now coming back to over here, see, as I told you yesterday, to make the things dynamic, okay? Now here I delete something, I'm not getting the answer. But suppose say somebody types the data deliberately or by mistake or unknowingly, something like this, then this is not giving the answer because this is nowhere matching with our data. So you may come across this kind of problem. And to avoid this kind of problems, what you can do, and to make the things dynamic, we can create a drop down, as I told you yesterday. So where you get your drop down list, you can simply go for right click and this search box if you are in 365. Now, if you do not have 365, you can go to data and there we have a data validation. So we can go for data validation over here. This will take you to a drop down list. And there we want a list over here. Yes. Then a source box open asking for table or for our employee ID. Where is the list? This is the list, right? I can take it over here from use. And then over here, click OK. So a drop-down list will be created with the employee IDs list over here, correct? Now you can select any of the drop-downs variables and that will be showing the entire details of that particular employee. See how the thing has become more dynamic now. So if you have 365, everything happens in right click, valid, validation. But here we have to go for data, validation, and you have to do all this exercise. Hope it is working. Scenario one, whatever we did, any difficulties? All right. Now I'll go for scenario two. Just see. Here I have got employee ID 003, and I am looking for the details of over here name, department, position, salary. So again, what I can do if I'm working in 365, I can directly go for X lookup and it will be giving the answer. But here, since we do not have 365 suppose, then how to get it done? So I can go for same formula is equal to VLOOKUP, taking the lookup value, making column lock, comma, table array, the complete table, and this should be locked, reason we know, comma. Now, what it be the name purpose column index number, second, third, fourth, fifth. So since it is a series, can I take the column formula as we discussed? Yes. Then comma, 0 for exact match. Now I'll go for control enter. But the problem is what is happening, I'm not getting the answer over here. Reason why I'm not getting the answer? When I go for control enter, it is showing some error. So let's see why there error first. So I keep my cursor over here. We look up taking G4, okay, A2 to E7, that's perfect. Column formula, comma, 0. So it is supposed to give me the answer, but it is not giving. So what is the mistake? Can somebody identify that?
We
Here
have
there is a
to,
dot. First mistake. Here there is a dot. Rather, I should give a comma because the separator, the delimiter in the function elements is the comma. Okay, this is the first one. Now I go for control enter. Still, it is not giving the answer. Reason. See, though the data is in the same series, but which column you are trying to type the formula in column H. So H, what is the count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So column formula is going to give me the answer as 8. Just see. But technically in my master data, name is in which column?
True.
So I am getting the answer 2, but I am looking for 8. So what we can do? Basic mathematics. Simple. Going for over here, minus 6. So automatically 8 minus 6 will be 2. Then column will be changing 8 to 9. 9 minus 6 will be 3. So 2, 3, 4, 5. What I was expecting. Will I get the results? Yes. Formula is ready only for a cell, but we need to apply for rest. Control enter. So when you do not have 365, we do have a choice. In fact, though the data is in series, if the situation is changing or I'm applying VLOOKUP between two different Excel sheets or Excel files, I have to slightly tweak the column number. Fine. So I believe it's working. Right. Now let me take you through scenario 3. Stay focused, very much important again. Now take a look. I have got employee ID 005. Now what I'm looking for, the details, no more looking for name. First I'm looking for department, then salary, then name, then position. Okay. Now if I'm in 365, I have got only XLOOKUP to get this done. How? I'll take you through. Just see, just watch my screen. I'll go for XLOOKUP, taking the lookup value where lookup array, if it is an employee ID, I'll be looking at employee ID. First try to understand, okay? Comma, return array, what I want everything, but I can't take it everything just over here because I am not having the data in the same series I'm looking for. So first I'm looking for department, then position, or then salary, like that, this order I want. So in this case, how to get it? So the order, again, I have to check it out based on this value, the column headers. So what I can do, I can type one more XLOOKUP, taking the lookup value over here, lookup array. If this is what I'm going to search, I have to search in this array. Yes, comma 0. I cannot take it 0 because it is asking return array. So what is that I'm expecting in return? I'm looking for everything. Right. So now inner X lookup close, outer X lookup closed. And the moment I hit enter, did I receive my data? No. Fine then, let's check it out why I'm not getting my data. So when I go for it, though I have applied the formula, I'm not getting the answer. But yesterday, if you look at something when we are looking for vertically and horizontally, we used to get the answer with looping of our XLOOKUP formula. But here I'm not getting. Well, reason? Let's check it out. Maybe there might be some problem in our data. Yes, could be the case. So how to set it across? Just say, if I look at my data, ID hyphen 005, seems there are only 6 characters over here. If I go and calculate by using the len function, it shows me there are 7 characters, but technically it shows us 6. So there is an unwanted character, unwanted data over here. Then how to clean that? Any point of time to remove the unwanted spaces from our data, I can go for simply a trim formula and it will clean my data. And when I calculate now, this will be giving me exactly 6 characters. So there's an unwanted, unprintable character over here. So now the question is, do I need to clean this data separately, Prabhas? Then only I should go and apply the formula? No. We are going to make our formula efficient enough in such a way. It will first clean the data and then it will bring the result over here. Now let's see. If I go for G11, this should be column constant. So whatever the changes to be done. A3 to A7, data should not move down or move right. H10, this data should be moving in row only, so I don't need to lock. But B2 to E2 should not move down or move right. Now B3 to E7, when I copy this formula, this should not move towards down or towards right. But only thing is, which is creating a trouble? $G11 is not clean. So I should retain this within trim function. I should retain this with trim function. Now formula is ready only with one cell. Need to apply for rest. Control, enter. We got the records. So even though the data is not cleaned by using looping of our XLOOKUP, one formula alone is going to handle my entire job. So this is what we learned yesterday. I'm just giving both the options, don't worry. So this is for 365, those who have, the formula should be looking like this. Just check it out once and confirm, is it working? Those who are having 365. Those who do not have 365, I'll tell you the answer, don't worry.
Uh, Prabhas, in this
Yeah,
instance, we have a space in the last, means after
right,
5. What
right.
if sometimes the space is in the front? Will the trim formula also fix that one?
Just see, I'm going to do it now, right now in front of you. I have got some space typed in front
Mhm,
of ID and hit enter.
mhm.
See, still the formula intact.
No, hold on.
So that's what the basic job our trim formula does. wherever extra spaces are there, though it is in the beginning or at the end or in the middle also. But when you have some more space, more than one space between two words, it will retain only one space. Rest of extra spaces, it will be eliminated because ideally it understands there should be a delimiter between two different words. All right. Hope the concept is clear. I mean,
Yeah, that's what I was practicing.
no problem. No
So
problem. You just
I
try
was,
this.
yeah. No, it's working. If there is a space backside and front side, then
Yes.
it is
Yes.
okay. But I was just trying if there is a space in between,
Yeah.
then it is keeping as is.
Yeah.
And that's a logic because it can't break the sequence. I think that's
Yes.
why that space is not calculating it.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. No problem.
Why uh, why I'm asking is this because there are multiple data that we are working and we are seeing these issues. So
True.
spaces are there and all that. That's why I
Yes,
asked.
yes, no problem. That's what it is welcome, and that is the reason why I deliberately created an example because mostly when you download the data from SAP or ERP, you
Hmm.
will be facing this kind of challenges.
Fine.
All right, anything is not clear or anybody is having some questions, you can ask me. So if you have 365, only one formula, XLOOKUP, you can use it. You can search vertically and you can search horizontally as well and get your answer. And trim formula, that is by default anywhere you can use when the data is having extra spaces or extra unprintable character, something like this, which is not visible, you can always use that. And you can reduce the character length.
If let's say data is in the correct format and
Mhm.
then also I'm using trim, it shouldn't be a harm.
No, it's not be harm.
Okay.
So it is already clean, then this is not going to do any of the job. It will just remain
Correct.
silent.
Hmm. So it's a constant.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. So I consider that those who are having 365, they have understood how to solve this kind of puzzles. And we have already seen one example yesterday also. So again, you can see it is a kind of a brush up for you. Now, the turn has come for the people who doesn't, I mean, who don't have 365. Then how to deal with this situation? So I delete everything. And I told you that there is a problem in our data, that how to identify the formula naming called trim to eliminate the space and len to calculate the number of characters available in a cell. So this goes for irrespective of any versions, you have to follow this. There is no other things. But here, if I do not have 365, then can I use for vertical searching purpose VLOOKUP, for horizontal searching purpose HLOOKUP? No. As I told you yesterday, VLOOKUP will give one value, HLOOKUP will give one value. But two values we don't want. We want only one out of them. Then something over here we need to search a common point. Like if I'm looking for ID 005 department. So ID 005 department. So common point is Mr. E. So over here, sorry, department, I'm talking, right. I'm sorry. So ID 005 department. Which one is the warehouse? So it should come over here. So we don't want both the value. We want only the common points, the intersection point. Something from rows, something from columns. So here, what we need to do, VLOOKUP alone is not going to help us. That is pretty clear. So can we do one thing? Can we go for just adjusting the column, like adjusting the column by doing the copy cut paste work? Department will cut it from here, name will bring it. In place of name, we'll bring position over here. In place of salary, we'll bring department over here. So like that, we can adjust the column and bring it to a series, and then we can apply VLOOKUP with column. That can be done, but do you believe that it's a great idea? Since we have only maximum 3 to 4 columns, we can do that. But technically, when you take a real-time data, when you download something from SAP or ERP, there might be having 30 to 35 fields over here. And you have to just adjust near about 20 fields out of that, something like this. So somewhere or the other, we'll be committing the mistake while doing the cut paste work. So this is not the ideal way of doing the job. Then how to deal with? First of all, let's go and check it out. How many columns are there? 5. Department, which column is in third column? Salary is in fifth column. Name is in second column. In the master data, I'm just considering the position of master data. Position, which column? 1, 2, 3, 4. So first thing first, is it a series? 3, 5, 2, 4. Is it a
No.
chronological order? No. So definitely we cannot use VLOOKUP with column combination. That is ruled out. So now what we need to do, we have to add one more formula. Now, what kind of formula is called match? So match formula VLOOKUP needs over here to get the column index number, because column index number is not in a series. If it were in a series, we could have taken column combination. Since it is not in a series, we have to take the match combination. So how to deal with it? Just see. First 1 minute, uh, take a look at my screen. I'll go for is equal to VLOOKUP, taking the data. I'll make it as column log. Then, comma, table array. Where is the entire data? Entire data is over here. I will take it. This should not move down or move right. Then what is asked me? Column index number 3, 5, 2, 4. Not in a series. Hence, I should go for match formula. Now forget that there is a VLOOKUP we are writing. Give your entire focus to match. Lookup value. So what is our lookup value? You tell me. What
First one
is
for 2.
first one?
First, first this table lookup value is 3.
No,
Okay.
we are not looking for 3. We are looking for department. Correct? Because technically our employee ID is our lookup value, but that we have already given for VLOOKUP. So we have nothing. We have something called department. So taking department as a lookup value, the column header, can we go and search lookup array? So where the headers are arranged in the first row, like X lookup, we are looking for lookup array. Department, we are searching in department. Year, we were searching in year. Similarly, when I take a department column header, I need to go and search in all the column header list. And this range should not move down or move right, comma. What kind of match we have been following since VLOOKUP is the 0, exact match, bracket close. Now this match formula will return a number. How? Taking department, when I go and search in the first array, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 cells in this green color border area. Can you see that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now department, what is the position in that 5 cells?
3. 3.
3. So match formula, is it going to give me 3? Let's discuss. Yes. Is it the same number we were expecting?
Yes. Yes.
Right. So our match formula is doing the job for us, and that number will be considered as a column index number for VLOOKUP formula. So this is how VLOOKUP alone is not helpful. VLOOKUP again depends upon the match formula to get this job done. But whereas XLOOKUP has everything. Now, after comma, VLOOKUP also has to be closed. How? By putting 0 with exact match. Bracket close, formula is ready only for a cell. But we need to apply for rest. What is the shortcut? Control Enter. I'm not getting the answer. Reason I told you, our data is having extra space. So what we can do, we can keep this formula, this lookup value within trim. And the moment I go for trim, trim, then after 11, I should close this trim. Formula is rectified with only one cell. Need to apply for rest. Control Enter. See? So it's nothing to worry about if you are not there in 365, but yes, we need to take bit of nested formula help over there. So this is how people, these are the formulas, whatever we are discussing, it will be going to very, very helpful when you design the dashboard, summary report templates, you can take this kind of combinations. Give it a try. Those who are having 2013, 16 or 19. Or 365 if you have, you can try this also. Right? So I believe all are clear with the situation. Like whatever we could do it in 365, the same thing we could do it with also VLOOKUP, but taking the help of different combinations. So we look up with column with if error, we look up with column with match, or where column is not working, match formula, how to take it. All these things, entire problem is solved with one formula called XLOOKUP. Fine. So save your files over here. Yeah. Somebody is asking me questions. Abdul, you can lower your hand. Okay, I'm doing it.
No, no, it's by mistake.
No, no problem. No problem. That's fine. So I did it. All right. So now let us go to our sheet called Nested If. So we are going to see the logical formulas of Excel, how to use the same, and what is the elements over there, how to write those elements and design the solution. So take a look at my first example. We have got a score of 51. Okay. Now we need to check whether the score, if it is more than 50, the result should be pass, else fail. So I have got multiple scores. I need to check something like this. And resultant cell would be like here. It should be either pass or fail should be there. Okay. So this is what we are going to achieve it. But how to do that? Take a look first. I'll go for a simple if formula. What it demands me, logical test. So test purpose, we need to depend upon a cell which contains my score. Now what kind of test? Greater than 0. Yes, comma. There is a next question asked value if true. So if this is true, means if this value is more than 50, what is the result we are expecting? Pass. Pass is my own text. So I must define within two double quotes over here like this, comma. What's the next one? Value if false. So when the person is not passed, what is the ultimate answer? Is fail. So fail is my text. So we can go for fail over here. So this is how a simple logical formula, how to write it, we got the basic understanding. Now let's go and do the test. If I go and type something more than 50, say 65, I get the answer pass. If I go for something less than 50, so 35, I got the answer over here, fail. So what I have given? Oh, I have given 0. I'm sorry. It should be 50. Yeah. So it shows fail, right? Because 35 is less than 50. That's why it is showing fail, right? What if I define 50? Suppose somebody scores 50, what should be the result? If suppose somebody scores 50, ideally,
Pass,
what should be the answer?
pass,
It should be pass.
pass,
Pass.
pass.
But what it is showing? Fail. Why it is showing fail? Because Excel
We have
doesn't
not
have the
included.
emotions. Excel doesn't have the emotions. You will be giving it. Somebody has taken this much of effort and scored 50. Definitely, I should give him pass. I should award him pass. But what condition we have given? Only greater than. So if you want to make the condition more specific, 50 or greater than 50, then you should give the condition something like this. So greater than equal to 50. So that makes a condition 50 or greater than 50. And the result will be pass. So this is how people, multiple operators you have to use to make the condition more specific. All right, give it a try. Check. Working. Any difficulties in understanding? Do let me know. Hope it is clear.
Yes, yes.
Priya,
Yes.
Pitnum, Subindu.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Now, once we have done with this, let's go for our next one. So where else we can use our logical functions? Take a look, try to understand the example. Suppose say there are two new joinees in my department naming A and B. My boss asked me, Prabhas, why don't you conduct a test for them? Because they have shown their experience in the previous companies. So let's see how much they have. So I conducted one assessment and they have got their individual scores. A scored 50, B scored 90. I'm just looking at the scores. And immediately my boss came and passed a statement. What is that? Score of A is greater than score of B. Or he said in layman terms, A has scored more than B. Is it true?
No, it's B greater
So,
than A.
right. So whatever the statement he has passed, if I look at by looking at the score itself, it is pretty clear. He has passed a wrong statement. So I could say in front of him, sir, you have passed a false statement. But I don't want to do that. Because if boss is wrong, you have to not say that he is wrong because it will hurt his ego. So I don't want to take that risk. I just want Excel should calculate and throw the result. Whatever the statement my boss has passed, is it a true statement or it's a false statement? So whenever you happen to check a statement, you can also take a help of if formula. So just 1 minute, watch my screen. If logical test, score of A greater than score of B. This is what the test we have to do. Now, if there is a success, Then the statement status, what it's supposed to be, true. So true is my text, so I must define within two double inverted quote true. Now, if the statement is not true, value if false, what is the immediate answer? Should be false. Yes. So we got the answer. That statement, whatever my boss has passed, it's a false statement. So this is how you ask anyone, they will be giving you this kind of statement or answer that you should go for writing a if formula like this. But I do not recommend this. Reason I told you in the day one itself. The more the if formula, file size will be more. So instead of going like this, what I suggest is you can simply go for equal to, go to score A greater than score B. Simple. One arithmetical operator will be acting like a if formula. So this less than symbol, greater than symbol, equal to symbol, these are called arithmetical operators. Okay. Now, is it giving the same result? Yes. Now you tell me, being an audience, if you look at which one you prefer to see, such lengthy formula or a crispy formula with a simple operator.
Simple.
Definitely. Nobody's interested to see the lengthy formula. So this is how you can always make ensure, or you can always ensure that whatever the formulas you are typing or you are designing or you are defining over there in Excel, it should be crisp so that the file size will not be heavy and data processing also will be very faster. Check it out. Check, is it working? Any questions, feel free to ask. Right. Now take a look on the next example. Very interesting. Stay focused. We have a score. Okay. And we need to check what if the person scores less than 25, the result should be fail. If the person scores more than 25 but less than 50, the result should be grade C. If the person scores more than 50 but less than 75, the result should be grade B. If he scores more than 75, the result should be grade A. So this is how we have to just check each and every condition. Depending upon the score, the result should be there populated as a grade over here in this cell. Now, can you look at our score and just go through all the conditions and tell me finally what would be the result? Just manually check and tell me. result should be grade A, as Misbah said. All of you agree with that? For 79, if I'm checking, the grade should be A. Do you all agree with it? Yes, definitely. But now the question is how to get that answer. So in this case, anyone, whomever you ask, they will say, go and write multiple if formula. But I would never suggest for it. What is the best option? You can always design a matrix, something like this, and then go and create a matrix and design the solution. That is the best option. The formula length will not be heavy and file size will not be heavy. But sometimes you need to get the answer with using such kind of lengthy if formula. Then how to get it? Here, most of the time people struggle and they take a lot of time to design the solution. And they try different types of combinations and permutation combinations over here to get the answer. So rather wasting our time, what is the right approach for writing such kind of nested formulas? Let's go and discuss. You don't need to have some extraordinary tech-savvy knowledge over here. Just think like a layman. How many conditions we have? Here, how many conditions we have?
4.
So ideally, we know to write one condition, we need to depend upon a if formula. So for condition, for if formula, I should write. This much is clear.
Yes.
But for if conditions, if I was supposed to write in 4 different cells, then I should depend upon 4 different formulas. But here I'm writing everything in one cell. I have to write all these 4 conditions in one cell only. Then you need to follow a rule. Simple. Total number of condition minus 1. So total number of conditions is 4 minus 1 means 3 if formulas we need to write. That is must. But how to write it? We need to follow a rule. There should be a proper logical flow of your formula. What is the meaning by logical flow? There should be either ascending order or descending order. That you can start the formula from fail, end up with grade A, or you can start from grade A, end up with fail. It's completely up to you. But how to start with? Let's start with one if formula. First, watch my screen. Logical test. I need to depend upon a score. Now, first condition, less than 25. If this is true, less than 25. If this is true, what should be the result?
Fail.
Fail.
So fail is our text. We must write within 2 double inverted quotes. This much is clear. Now, value if false. So if the person is not fail, definitely he's pass. But our problem starts there. If he's passed, which bucket, which category, which grading system it is going to fall? So after fail, what is the next possible grade? Could be grade C. Grade C purpose, what's the condition? More than 25, but less than 50. So more than 25, but less than 50 condition, how to give it? Start one more if formula, taking the same score. Here people commits a mistake. They go for immediately writing greater than 25. Excel gets confused. You are writing first condition, taking the maximum value that is 25, less than 25. Again, you are taking more than 25. So Excel is unable to do the calculations, which one it should go for. So this is the reason why proper logical flow. So when you are taking less than 25, you should take less than 50. That makes your condition more than 25, but less than 50. Come on. If this is true, what should be the grade? Should be grade C. Do you agree?
Yes.
Yes.
Comma. Value if false. So if the person is not falling in the category of grade C, what is the next possible grade? Could be grade B. But grade B purpose, what's the condition? More than 50, but less than 75. Take one more if formula, logical test, the score, less than 75. If this is true, grade B. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Now what it is asking, value if false. Now wait, if the person is not fail, neither falling in the category of grade C, nor falling in the category of grade B, if none of these conditions are true, what is the ultimate answer?
Grade A.
So we should write within two double inverted quotes. That's it. Now, how many if formulas we have written as we discussed? One, two, three. Make sense? All the conditions are open. Ideally, we know all the conditions are to be closed. One, two, three, close brackets. So this is called our nested if formula. And this is going to give my answer. So this is how people, whenever there is a need to write multiple if statements, how to write it. We got the understanding. If you have any difficulties in understanding, do let me know. No issues. Just give it a try. Check all these things are working. Fine. So I believe it is working. Any doubt, any queries? Or you are not getting answer, need my support. Right. So I gave you multiple solutions to handle this kind of situations. Now you tell me, are you happy writing such kind of lengthy statements?
No.
No, no.
Right. Then is there any solution that we can make our formula a little bit crisp enough and easy to understand? Let's say As I told you, when you're working in your higher versions of updated versions of Microsoft Excel, there is a beautiful formula called IFS, IFS. Check it out. Is it there?
Yes.
Yes, it's there.
So you can also make use of this formula to make it a bit lighter and easy to understand. So just 1 minute, watch my screen. Is it asking logical test one? Yes. So I'll take the score less than 25. If this is true, formula is asking, then it should be fail. Then what the next one is asking? No more value if false. It is directly asking go for our logical test two. So I'll take the same score again over here and I'll go for less than 50. If this is true, then should be grade C. Then again, logical test 3. So I'll go for less than, if it is of 75, should be grade B. Now it is asking logical test 4 directly. So I should go for over here, taking the same score. And now what I need to do is here we have to be very careful defining the logic. What is that? Greater than, equal to. Don't forget equal to sign because suppose somebody scores 75, it will be neutral. So for that also we need to go and define within two double inverted quotes grade A. Now how many conditions? Only one. IFS. How many brackets open? Only one. So I should ideally go and close only one bracket. Now see the beauty? You got the same answer. Now you tell me which one is easy to understand over here if I go for it.
If second one.
Definitely. So we are not writing multiple if, just one ifs only, but conditions we are giving. So this is how it depends what kind of logic you are applying and that logic, how much space it is going to occupy on your Excel file. And there you are making a lot of difference. So always make a point, try to keep your formula length crisp. Now you can ask me a question for us. How would I remember all these things? That comes out of your practice. Because overnight, nothing is possible. We know that very well.
So this ifs function is
Yeah.
available from which version in Excel?
2016.
Okay.
But 2016, if you have like home and student version,
Hmm.
it will not be there.
Okay.
It should be your license version, and then you have that.
Okay.
Because mostly what it happens, the moment you purchase laptop, I mean, you ask the vendor to load MS Office. So if they load the older version like this, and they don't use give the license, definitely that they don't want to invest on that. So they use the cracked versions or they try to bypass our security policies and they load it, no doubt. So if they're using 2021 or 2019 or 16, it will work. But 2013, 2010, 2007, it will not work at all. So if you ask me one thing, Prabhas, if I'm going to purchase my personal laptop, what you would recommend? I would suggest go for 365 or 2021. Mostly we do conduct classes for the B schools also. I would always, I mean, the moment I go to, like I'm a visiting faculty for MIT in Pune, Symbiosis, and the School of Business Logistics in Chennai, and the Great Lakes Institute of Management in Chennai. So I do travel for the B school students to train on this data analytics and the data visualization by using Excel and PowerPoint. So I always said that people keep asking, so our IT, they have not installed the system like 365. So how to get that being a student? I said, see, there are multiple versions, multiple options we have. It's not mandatory that you should pay a hefty amount and then you should get this license. You can also go for home license. You can go for your like personalized license for 5 people. You can do that. All right.
What is the basic charge for 365? And when we say
Uh,
365, it's for the entire Microsoft, right?
yeah, entire Microsoft, like Microsoft Office applications completely.
Mm-hmm.
And along with that, there are different licenses are there, like Microsoft Home, Microsoft Business Edition, Microsoft Professional Edition, Professional Plus, Professional
Mm-hmm.
Pro. Like there are different licenses are there. So all these
Okay.
things you can get information detailed in the Microsoft site itself. No worries. It depends on the need based. Like there is a called subscription version. As long as you are interested in using Microsoft Office, you have to pay for that. You don't want to get a personal license, you can go for it. And what is the benefit of getting subscription is you will be getting the regular updates from Microsoft. If you take a standalone license, just one time purchase, you can pay so 15, 10, 5, whatever it is, you will be getting a standalone license dedicated to your system and you can use it. But the features compared to the subscription version will be limited. Regular updates, you will not get it. Some new features, new functions, new formula comes, you will not get it. So this is how Microsoft has bifurcated. And why it has come, the only reason is China. How China is the reason for this? Any idea?
No, no purpose.
Because of pirated versions or something.
Absolutely. That is the only threat because Microsoft, even they releases a new version, the entire pirated things would be floating in the market. And that is what it has been happening since 1998 till 2013 and 2016 version on 2019 version of Microsoft Excel. That's why Microsoft has forced to design this kind of subscription version. All right, so we'll not go in depth of that. It is debating our topic, but just for the information, I shared all the things. All right, so let's go for another two logical functions. Sometimes we may be in need of that, but how to use it? Let's go and discuss. Naming called and or. And or formula comes into picture when you want to check more than one condition. And what and formula does, it checks all the conditions. And if all the conditions are satisfied, answer will be true. If any condition is not satisfied, answer will be false. Let's see. I'll go for a basic example and we'll take one from our question number 2, score of A, and we'll check, is it greater than 30? Just we'll check later. I'm just designing the condition, okay? Now, score of B less than 60. We'll check that. Just watch my screen. Score of A 50. Is it greater than 30? Answer yes, no.
Yes, yes.
Yes. It means technically answer is true. Score of B 90. Is it less than 60? Answer yes, no. Score of B 90. Is it less than 60? The answer is no, right? 90 can it be ever be more than 60?
Greater
Never.
than six. Yeah.
So that is what. So I'm checking whether 90 is less than 60. So answer is no. Means technically answer is false. So one is true, one is false. But I told you and purpose, all the conditions are to be satisfied. Means all the conditions are to be true. Since one condition is not true, what will be the answer? False, right? So we got that. So this is our people and formula. What it does, it checks all the conditions. If any condition is not satisfied, it will always return the answer as false. So that is the basic job and formula does. Check it out. If it is not clear, do let me know.
I will be back in 2 minutes, Prabhas. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. Yes, people, and is working. Could you please confirm?
Yes.
Right. Similarly, let's go for the other function naming called OR. So what OR formula does, I'll tell you, when you check multiple conditions, if any condition is satisfied, answer will be true, else false. So let's go and check the same thing, whatever we checked in the earlier case. If I go and check the formula with the same example, but I'll go for OR formula. Okay. Now what says? Take a look. Score of A 50. Is it greater than 30? Yes. So technically answer is true. Now our formula is not going to bother about checking rest of conditions because the first condition itself it has become true. So it is not going to check any other conditions and simply it will give the answer as true. So this is how whenever you are checking multiple conditions and an OR formula, you can make use of it depending upon the need. Like when you check multiple conditions and all the conditions are mandatory, you should check with AND formula. When you check multiple conditions, all the conditions are optional, then you should check with OR formula. So this is how you should take a call. Just check it out. OR formula is also working fine for you. So how to use our logical formulas of our Microsoft Excel, how to use nested if, and instead of nested if, how to use this VLOOKUP with approximate match, and how to use this AND and OR formula, how to use ifs formula, we got the clarity on that, correct? Now, once we have done with this, let's go for our next sheet over here, naming called sum and count. So we are going to use some functions and formulas which will be helping us over there in our routine activities when you create some dashboards or summary reports or tabular reports over there. Okay. So let me take you through the data, what we have with us, and based on that, we'll go and answer all these 6 questions. So we have got over here a date of training, one column, name of the employees, department they belong to, salary they draw, and the training expenses incurred upon them. So we have a complete picture over here. Now, date of training, if you look at, the date is just showing in the general format. So keep your cursor in the first date over there and select the rest. I told you how to convert any format to date format. What was the keyboard shortcut? Anybody? We have dealt with day 1, day 3 as well.
Control-Shift-3.
Control Shift.
Go for it. So when you go for Control-Shift-3, is it changing into a proper date format?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So we got our date column ready. Fine. Now coming to first question. Count occurrence of department IT. So which column we have to deal with? Any idea?
C column, department.
So in department column, how many times IT department is appearing? We need to find out that. Okay. So we need to do basically a calculations, criteria based count. So whenever we have a criteria based counting to be done, we have a very beautiful formula naming called count if. So when you go for this count if formula, what it demands me? Range. So what is the range over here as you told in the department column? We need to take it. Yes. Then it asks me criteria. What is my criteria? IT. So I can write IT within I mean two double quotes. Otherwise, I can take my department column, any cell where the IT is already written. So it is up to you, whichever it is comfortable for you, go for it and write over there or select the cell. Now, the moment I hit enter, is it giving me the answer as 22? Yes. So just check it out. Are you getting the same answer?
Yes.
Any difficulties, do let me know. Now, go to our question number two. Count salary less than 1,50,000 rupees. So wherever in the salary column, the salary is less than 1,50,000, how many times it is appearing, we are going to calculate that. Well, again, we need to do a criteria based counting over here, right? So we should go for count if. Now, which range we have to deal with is the salary. So I'll select the entire salary. Then what it says, criteria. What's our criteria? Less than 1,50,000. So here we need to remember one thing, people. Whenever your conditions are like this, less than, greater than, less than equal to, greater than equal to, not equal to, something like that, then we must define within two double inverted quotes less than 1,50,000, something like this. So this is how you're supposed to provide your formula. And the moment you go for it, is it showing 57? You can check it out.
Yes.
So this is how people, whenever there's a need, how to write our criteria-based counting, we got the answer. If you have any questions, do let me know. Or you're getting a different answer, you can ask me. Now, coming to next, some salary for division RAD. So there is no division RAD, but yes, we'll change something to doing because while designing the content and did some mistakes, sorry. So you change this RAD to say finance. Okay. So some salary for division finance or department finance, you can say. So what we need to do, first we need to check in the department column. Wherever it is finance is there and the corresponding salary, we need to make a total. So basically we need to do a criteria based sum. So I'll go for is equal to sum if. What it demands me, range. So which range I have to deal with is the department column. Then criteria. What's my criteria is finance. So I should go and check finance over here in this format. Now come on, sum range. Which range you will be applying the sum formula in the salary column. At the moment you go and hit enter, is it giving you the result? 1 crore 20, sorry, 12,17,876.
Hmm. Yeah.
Now, take a look on the fourth question. Some salary above 2 lakh salary. Okay. So we have to deal with the salary column and wherever more than 2 lakhs cases are there, what is the total of the salary? We have to make it total. So basically again, criteria based sum to be done. So we can go for a formula naming called sum if as we discussed. Now range, which range we have to deal with? We have to deal with the salary column. Yes. Then it asks me criteria. Above 2 lakhs, I told you how to define within two double inverted quotes. Greater than 2 lakhs, you have to mention comma. Sum range, which range you will be applying the sum formula. So we have to go and apply the sum in the salary column. So we can go and define the range one more time, but that is unwanted. Since our range and sum range is the same range, there is no point extending the formula, defining the same range one more time. We can complete our formula over here, and the moment you hit enter, automatically this will be giving the result over here as 18 lakhs 42,219. Just check it out.
Yes.
So this is how this technique also you can always follow to keep your formula length minimum, and wherever it is possible try to avoid using unwanted ranges. Any difficulties, do let me know. Now, let's have a look at the fifth question. Some salary more than 50,000 but less than 1,50,000 rupees. So it means we need to deal with the salary column. First, we need to check more than 50,000 cases. We need to separate them. Again, we need to check less than 1,50,000. Now, whichever it is falling in between these two, those cases only we have to make a total. So basically, criteria based sum to be done. That is pretty clear. But criteria numbers are more than one. So whenever you have multiple criteria based sum to be done, we have a beautiful formula naming called sum ifs. Very powerful, little bit peculiar. So stay focused. First, watch my screen on your laptop. Don't do anything. Sum range. Which range you will be applying the sum formula? Please unmute and speak.
Salary.
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 I'll go for salary. Fine. Now it is asking criteria range one. What should be my criteria range one?
Greater
More
than
than 50.
50.
Greater than 50.
Very good. This is what people commits a mistake. What you believe is not your criteria range one. It is your criteria one. So what it is asking, criteria range one. So whatever your first criteria, where you will be searching.
From salary.
So
Salary.
this is your criteria range one. So as I told you, this formula is a bit peculiar, but very powerful. And this is the place where people commits mistake. So criteria range one is nothing but where you are going to search your first criteria. So now it is asking criteria one. So as per the question, what is the first criteria? More than 50,000. So within two double inverted quotes, I can give it more than 50,000 that we know, we learned, comma. Now see, what is that next is asking? Criteria range two. Now you tell me, what would be my criteria range two? Where I should go and search my second criteria?
Again,
Less
salary.
than
Salary.
Simple,
Salary.
simple. So we'll go for again the salary. So this is how the moment I complete criteria range two, now it is asking criteria two. So what is my second criteria? Less than 1,50,000. So within two double inverted quotes, less than 1,50,000, I should go for it. So this is how the moment I hit enter, this is going to give me the result. What is that? 48 lakhs 8,293. So whenever you write multiple criteria based sum at any point of time, you can always take the help of the formula naming called sum ifs. Very powerful. So give it a try. Understand the concept, reading by the formula. If you have some questions, feel free to ask. So how to write our county formula, how to write our sum if formula, how to write sum ifs formula, and those things we got the clarity. So kindly answer the question number 6 and get me the result. So check where you are committing the mistake if you're not getting the answer.
I have a doubt in this, Prabhas.
Yeah, ask me.
So, so we are taking like we are mentioning date as 01 dash AUG dash
Mhm,
2019. Whereas
mhm.
it should pick up like logically if we give like 0108 2019, considering Excel goes with the logic DDMMYY or MMDDYY, whatever the format it is.
No, no. See, I'll tell you.
Mm,
The problem where it is, like the moment you go for defining the numbers 01, 08, and 2019. My your concept is clear because it is of four characters, so it will understand that it is of YYYY at the end. But DD and MM, it is getting confused whether first is the month or in the month is in the middle, whether it is DDMM or MMDD. In this kind of dates, like where the month is less than 12 or the date is less than 12, it is very difficult to identify whether it is DDMM or MMDD. So that is the reason why we are always going for Control Shift and 3. Did you remember?
mm-hmm,
So this makes more clear. It is making more readable. That's why we are giving the function over here, the date in proper date format, like DD, MMYY or MMDDY. First, you can write August also, not a problem.
mm-hmm.
But the separator should be either hyphen or slash. That you have to ensure. And rest of conditions greater than equal to, less than equal to. Why I am putting equal to? Because when there is a date question comes, we should not ignore our start date and end date. That also needs to be included. So that's why we are giving greater than equal to and less than equal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fine.
All right. So I believe everyone has got the same answer, right? So this is how people taking the live data. You need to keep practicing about all these functions. And definitely this is going to help you in designing the dashboard, summary report, and tabular reports. If you have any questions, ask me. All right. Kindly save all your files and close it. With this, we'll go for a short break. So in my system now, 4 o'clock, dot 4:15, again, we'll catch up. Have a brisk, come back soon. We'll discuss the rest. All right, so I believe everybody's back. Could you please confirm in the chat box? All right. Now we are going to discuss about our charts and graphs. So in day two, I told you without taking charts and graphs, how to add the visuals and tell a beautiful story to the people. But there was some limitations, like we cannot add the data labels, all these things. It's just a mere visuals purpose, we can use it. But when it comes to present our data in a beautiful storytelling format, our charts and graphs plays a very important role. And moreover, when we are presenting our data to the management, stakeholders, customers, vendors, whoever XYZ, when they do not have the time and they're not interested to see our boring numbers, we have to present our data in a visual form, which will be adding more appeal towards your presentations, right? So let's go for that and discuss how to take a call depending upon the data, what kind of chart we should use, and how to make it informative, and how to present our data in a beautiful story format. So let's go to our file name called chart text. So over here, you will be finding we have got product wise one revenue data. All right. And there, my boss asked me, looking at the same, Prabhas, why don't you plot this data in a graphical format? No issues. Keep your cursor anywhere in the data, Control A, and convert your data into table if necessary. But what is the benefit of doing that? Later I'll tell you. But right now, selecting the data, go for plotting a graph by simply pressing the keyboard shortcut Alt F1. So when you press Alt F1, you'll be getting a quick chart immediately on the screen. If F1 is not your direct key, go with function Alt F1, Fn key with Alt F1. So I believe you are getting your chart ready.
Yes, yes.
Right.
Yes.
Now, when I got my chart, you could notice the chart is in the same place where the data is there. The chart is not looking so elegant, not presentable. That's why my boss is not happy and he's telling me, Pravas, why don't you create a bigger chart? There should not be any data. And when I'm presenting to the audience, they should be happy watching the same by looking at the neat and clean presentations. So if that is the case, then how to present it? Just say, keeping your cursor in the data, select again, and on your keyboard, just press F11. If it is not your direct key, go with function with F11. And with immediate effect, you will be finding a beautiful chart, exclusive chart, you can say, in a different worksheet, it will be ready. So these are the two quick and easy ways to plot a graph out of any sort of data. So F11 will be helping you to get an exclusive chart sheet. There will be no data over there, only the chart. Alt F1 to plot the graph in the same worksheet, and that is called quick chart again. So both the keyboard shortcuts is working fine. Can I take that?
Yes.
Yes.
Right. Now come back to our quick chart sheet. Take the chart, arrange it next to the data. And here, the moment we go for this. So first thing first, as I told you in our day three, when you have a chart in place, what is the first thing we should do? Anybody?
Have to change the design.
Absolutely. So go into chart design and which style?
Last one.
Very good. So the always maintain the same rhythm. So once your chart is ready, go to the chart design and take the last style. And then what is the next step?
You have to uncheck the
Going to the plus symbol. and remove the grid lines.
Yeah.
Then you do whatever you want, but these are the two first minimum formatting you must do whenever you go for charts and graphs. All right. Now, when I presented the same to my boss, what he's saying, Prabhas, all the products are seeming identical. Why don't you differentiate the products with different colors? Well, to add multiple color effect, what you can do over here is there's a paintbrush icon over here. You could see change style, chart style, second icon. And there you have got multiple styles over here. Now from this, you can take whichever the styles you like it. This is one, the same design styles and all. Here also it is there. There is one more tab called color. If you go for that, there is one more tab called color. Now, whichever the color you want to convert it from this chart area, you can also just check it out. The same color it is going to be applied over here. So all these options are there ready-made in our immediate chart options. Nothing to worry about. All right. Now, take a look. The moment we have got this, but what is happening when I go for these color options, no doubt colorful changes are happening, but it is again coming up with the identical color. If I go for it, right? So my boss is expecting something different. Each and every product wise different colors. So what you can do, just sit inside the chart area. I will keep my cursor in any of the column and right click on that. There's an option called format data series. And when I get this format data series in the bottom, I should click it. A dialog box is going to appear on my screen, naming called format data series. There is the first icon it deals with, like a paint box kind of icon one is there. You can click that. This is called fill and line. And within that fill is there, and go to fill. We have a checkbox over here, vary colors by point. It is not on. You should make it on. And with immediate effect, you will be finding multiple color effects over here. Okay. So I believe all of you are getting this multicolor effect.
I didn't get, sir.
Okay, you can share your screen. Hmm. First of all, go to select your chart, select your chart. Go to chart design in the top ribbon menu, chart design. Take the last style, go for the more style button. Click on the more style button, more. Yes, in towards your right, little bit right. Go right. There is the more button. Click on that and take the last one. Last style. Yes, this is the first thing. Then click on the plus symbol towards your right side of the chart area. Click on the plus symbol and remove the checkbox grid line. Right. Now click the plus symbol again to switch it off. Now right click on any of the column inside the chart area. Keep your mouse pointer to any of the column inside the chart area. Any of the column, exactly on the column, any blue color column. Right click. Format data series in the extreme bottom. Format data series. Click on that. Then a dialog box appears towards your right side. And the very first icon is fill. No, don't do anything on that. Icon, three icons are there. Go to the first icon, yes. And fill, inside is there, fill. Click on that fill. And within fill, you have a vary colors by point. A checkbox is there, vary colors by point. Right. So we got that. Fine, I'm taking the control back on the screen. Now, once we have once we have done with this objective box work is over. Fine. Now, no doubt the chart is somewhat looking better, but this kind of chart is an outdated version. People don't like it nowadays. So now the question is how to make it better. Take a look. Simply take your mouse pointer on any of the column inside the chart area and right click on that. Go for add data labels. So automatically each and every product wise, whatever the value was there, it is going to be embedded on the screen. Select one of the data label. All the data labels should be in selection. Make it bold, Control B. Then increase the font size a bit if necessary. If you believe it's not in a readable format, and you can increase the font size. Now, once you've made it, when you have the data labels, when you have the data labels, the latest style, it says that axis scale doesn't play any role. If you maintain axis scale, then there is no point of defining the data labels. But as an audience, if you're looking at which information is giving an instant view, like if I'm looking for my values, which is easy to read through the axis scale or individual product wise data labels.
Data label is accurate.
Definitely. So there is no point of having axis scale. You can select and delete. Simple. Now coming back to chart title. Having chart title in the center, those days are gone. Nowadays, people prefer to see your chart title in the right side. If you are reading the newspaper like the Economic Times newspaper, or if you're visiting to the money control site, or if you see the Big Four's presentations at any point of time, you will be finding always the chart title always in the right side. Okay, but that alone is not enough because nowadays the audience is having a different level of expectation. What's that? Whenever you present your data to the people, they always expect that you should present your data in a beautiful storytelling format. So how to present our data with a beautiful story? Just see. I'll select my data and I'll go for data sorting. So I told you data sorting. What is the shortcut? Alt D S. D for data, S for sort. Already we discussed in day two. Sort by, we should go for our cells in US dollar, and order we should change it to largest to smallest. And the moment I click OK with immediate effect, it will turn up with a beautiful story. And that's our beautiful chart out of this sort of data. And anybody, whoever is looking at my data, they can make out that from cocoa powder, we got the maximum revenue. And from our custard powder, we got the least revenue. So this is how people, we have understood how to create a beautiful chart and how to add minimum formatting and colorful changes if necessary, and finally how to present our data, bring in the latest time, and presenting it effectively with a more information. Check it out. All these things are working. Any doubt, any queries? So any difficulties, not working, or you're not getting the options, please let me know. I will help you.
How to make bold actually these letters,
Control
sales
B,
data,
Control B, B for bold.
control D.
All right. So now, though we have made a beautiful chart, people, but our audience will not like it. Yes. You know why? Where the thing it has gone wrong? The thing is, this area, people don't like it. The data is having a slanting order. So we are forcing our audience to bend their head by another 30 to 45 degree to read all this text. And this is what people don't like it. So now you can ask me a question, Prabhas, what we can do? Our products are a bit lengthy, text is heavy. What we can do for that? How to present it then? We are helpless. Yes, we are helpless. But where the thing has gone wrong, the thing is the chart selection for this data is the place where it has gone wrong. So whenever you want to emphasize upon the text along with your charts, this is not the right format of your chart. So now, how to make it better? Just see. Select your chart and make it duplicate by Control D, D for duplicate. So the duplicate one, you can keep it in the bottom, and the original chart, whatever we had, just keep your cursor inside the chart area and right click, change chart type. Then go for in the categories naming called bar. So when you go for your bar category over here and click OK with immediate effect, you would be finding a beautiful chart turns up and you can read your text also properly and people are not going to struggle while reading the data. If you believe it is occupying more space, in fact, you can bit just lessen that width over here and people will love to see this report. So this is how, whenever there is a need, how to present our data effectively in the format of a charts and graphs, we got the basic understanding. Take it, look at that. Are you getting the same feel? Any doubt, any questions?
Yes, sir. Could you please repeat it again?
Did you get a duplicate chart?
Yes, sir.
Then the duplicate one, you keep it in the bottom for your later reference. And the
Yes.
original chart, you can right click on that, change chart type, and then go for bar, right? And click OK. When you select bar and click OK, it will show you something like this. Hope this is working.
Can I share my screen, sir?
Yep. Right, there are multiple charts. In fact, you have created multiple duplicates. 1 minute, 1 minute. There's already one more chart behind. Just select and delete this. Just press the delete button. Just press the delete button. Now this outline also delete, select and delete. Uh, Now in this chart, right click, change chart type. Go to bar option, bar, choose the bar, left side category bar option and click OK. Click OK, right? So this is what we did. Now I'm taking the control back on the screen and over here. The moment we have created the chart, no doubt it looks good, but still people will not be happy. You know why? Just stay careful over here on my screen. The data, whatever we have presented, it is in largest to smallest order. But the chart, it is showing in smallest to largest order. This is where the thing it has gone wrong. The data is not having a sync with the chart. And this is what people don't like it. Then how to present it? Just see. I'll tell you a very beautiful tip. Here, our experts, they will suggest you go for again arranging the data in smallest to largest order. Then only it will be rectified. Don't do that. Select your text inside the chart area. Select the text area. And then right click on that. In the bottom, you will be finding an option called Format Access. And when you click Format Access, then a dialog box appears and a scroll down also is there. You can bring it to the bottom. Then we have an option called Categories in, okay, Categories in reverse order. Able to see that you have to checkbox, you have to make it on. That's it. And the moment you click OK or you close this window box, automatically it will change the pattern and you will be finding over here largest to smallest. So whatever your data should speak is saying the story, similar format, your chart also showing the story over here. So this is how people we have understood how to create a better form of chart, what is the right selection of the chart, how to take it, how to make it informative, how to give a value additions by adding the more information, and how to bring the latest style. We saw all these things. Any doubts, any queries? All right. Now, quick chart. We are done. Let's go to the next one. Is called combo chart. This is most of the time we need it in our corporate people. When you have multiple columns of data to populate in one single graph, it is very difficult sometimes and sometimes getting more complex and we're unable to present it properly. So now we are going to see what is this combo chart, how to present it, and how to tell your story to the people if necessary. Then we should have that all these things right. Let's go for it. So keep your cursor anywhere in the data and go for Control A and plot your graph. What is the shortcut? Alt F1 or function Alt F1. Right now, as I told you, first thing first, when chart is ready, going to design, style. Which one? Last one. Then clicking the plus symbol, remove the grid lines. So these are the minimum things we should do it. The moment we have the chart in place, people, you could see, just watch my screen for a minute. We have got sales INR. It is populating in the blue color columns. There's a column called sales percentage, but that sales percentage data, it is nowhere showing on the screen. Then where it has gone? It is there, but it is sitting in the extreme bottom of my axis. Very small patches kind of look it is giving, right? So this is not telling our story in a proper fashion. Now, why it has been like this? What is the problem? Where is the thing that has gone wrong? Just see. In our data, if you look at sales data is there in terms of a number, but sales percentage is there in a percentage format. Technically, these are two different formats and cannot be represented in one axis itself. Hence, we need to create or design one more axis in the right side, and there, this sales percentage, whatever it is there, will be showing over there. And that becomes our secondary axis or Z or Z axis, or in Excel language, we call it as a combo chart. But how to do that? Just see. I'll go for right click on the chart area, change chart type. And then when I go for change chart type, I will get the entire chart family. And there is an option in the extreme bottom naming called combo. When I go to combo, it shows me the first chart type is showing as clustered column. Let it be, no need to do any changes. The second one, sales in percentage, it shows as only over here line. So instead of line, go for line with markers. Go for line with markers. Okay. Now, once I click this, there is one more option, exact right. You can see a secondary axis to be selected. The option is not yet known. So we can go and check that option on, and a beautiful chart will be ready once you click OK. So something in the horizontal mode, something in the our vertical mode. So people will be happy watching the same, and this is called nothing but your combo chart. So what is combo chart? How to design it? We got the clarity. Any difficulties? This is going to help you a lot whenever you have multiple columns. We are unable to append our data properly, but this is going to help you a lot. Ignore for you function Alt F1.
Okay, sir.
So is it working? Combo chart, any doubt, any queries? No. Once it is done, now please watch carefully on my screen. Sometimes what it happens, to give more add-on to this, I'll add a beautiful tip. If you see closely this line chart, what is happening? It is going to the pointers, and the pointers is giving a dent kind of look. So instead of giving a dent kind of look, how to give a smooth line? Just see, this is going to add a very beautiful option over here. Right click on the any of the pointer, format data series. And there, when I scroll down, the very first icon scroll down, it is there over here, naming called smooth line. Okay. So this option checkbox is not enabled. We have to make it on. So whenever I go and make it on, can you see a rope kind of structures, a perfect structure will be coming up, right? So earlier how it was and what we have got converted into. So this is how you can give a add-on to your chart area. by giving adding a smooth line over there. So that's what about our combo chart. So this will be very, very helpful in our routine activities. If you are missing anything or you are not clear, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Fine. So now let's go for our next chart type is called budget versus actuals or planned versus actuals. Okay. Or target versus actuals. People name it differently. All right. But the meaning remains the same. And this is one of the most important chart type again, every month end or quarter end, half yearly, yearly, whatever the presentations you do, give it to your people, to your audience, that it is very much needed. But without taking much time, with minimum efforts, how to create a beautiful chart. That is what our target. Let's go for that. Keep your cursor anywhere in the data. Go for Control A. Data is selected and go for a keyboard shortcut Alt F1 or function Alt F1. Then as I told you, once your chart is ready, first thing first, going to chart design and take the last tile. And then remove the grid lines. Going to the plus symbol, remove the grid lines. Okay. Now, just right click on the chart area, go for over here, change chart type. Combo is there. Select that. Target data, if you look at it, shows clustered column. So instead of clustered column, target data, always it is better to showcase in form of a line chart. So go for line with markers. Then going to the next one, actual. It is showing line. So line over here, go for very beginning to top, clustered column, the column actions of one. The first option from the column side is the clustered column. You can select and no need to do any changes in the secondary access options. Just go and click OK. And with the minimum efforts, you can notice we have turned up with a beautiful presentation, target versus actuals. Check it out, confirm all these things are working. Any doubt, any queries? Clear? Any questions? All right. This is one format, one version of our target versus actuals. Now I'll tell you, since it is a recurring presentation, so every month, suppose you are presenting something, and if you present the same or similar version of your chart, people won't like it. So what you can do, what are the other versions in the next month you can showcase, just see. I'll go for Control D, duplicate one, I'll put it bottom, and there I'll go and I go for right click on the chart area, change chart type, and there, target, it is showing line with markers. No need to change that. Actuals, I'll go for instead of clustered column, there also I'll change to line with markers. And here, the moment I click it and click OK, this is another version of your target versus actual. So sometimes you may show like this, and sometimes you can show like this, and people will happen to have something different. Okay. So with minimum efforts, how to create a beautiful budget versus actuals, target versus actuals chart, we have got the basic understanding. So any doubt, any queries, kindly confirm all of you able to do that. Fine. Now, once we have done with this, so these are the most important chart types ideally we are dealing with. Now, one more is like our pie chart. Most of the time, what it happens, even if you create a beautiful chart, people don't prefer to see that. They always demand, why don't you make a pie chart? Okay. Now, why they do like this? Because they don't want to leave their comfort zone. If you create a different chart, it is very difficult for them to understand, and they will be facing some difficulties to convey the message to the next level. That's why they don't want to leave their comfort zone, and whatever it is, they ask for pie chart. But there is a drawback of the pie chart. What is that? If you have some negative values, pie chart is unable to present your data which is negative. Everything is shown in one circular diagram, and that is not going to be expressed properly. So this is the reason why nowadays our bar chart is more preferred by the audience than your pie chart. Because even if you have something negative over here, say take an example, it is going to immediately present our data in a different manner. So this is the reason why most of the time, if you see the presentations of the renowned firms or consulting firms, you'll be finding they prefer to showcase the data in a bar chart, rather pie chart. But yes, sometimes if your people demand, then how to present our pie chart effectively? Let's have a look at that also. So there is a sheet called pie chart. The data is there. We'll go for it. Now to prepare a pie chart, I can select my data. I can go to my insert, and there pie option is there. And in this pie, I should choose 2D pie. And when I go for 2D pie, the pie chart will be ready. As I told you, when you have a pie chart, immediately going to the design, take the last tile, and then select the legend. This is unwanted, which is there in the bottom. You can delete it. And chart title, as I told you, you can keep it in the right. These are the minimum requirements of formattings. You need to first furnish it. Do let me know once it is ready. Now take a look. To make our pie chart more informative, we can go for right click on any of the pie and go for add data labels. So what will be happening? Some data labels are inside the pie, some are outside of the pie. Ideally, our pie chart data labels should be expressed outside of the pie area. So we can select one of the data labels and right click on the same. You got a option format data labels in the bottom. And there, when you click it, it dialog box appears something like this in the right side. And when you scroll down, it shows the label position by default best fit. Go for outside end. This is the first change you should do. Go for outside end and make it bold. Control B, make it bold. So entire data labels will be now in a proper readable format. All right. Now, if necessary, increase the font size a bit. Control Shift greater than symbol. You can keep hitting, or you can go to Home tab and increase the font size. Now, pie chart data labels cannot be ever expressed in numbers. It has to be ideally in percentage. Now see this window box on the right side. There is a percentage, one checkbox is there which is not selected. You must select that. And once you select, these values are not playing any role. You can deactivate the values. Now what is going to happen? Only the percentage will be shown on the screen, but it may lead to a lot of questions. What is this blue color? What is this red color? Even people ask before than that, you should express all these things on your chart area. So how to keep it? See, there is a category name, one checkbox is there, which is not selected. You can select that. Now, immediately when you look at your chart, your all these data labels along with the month details, is it being populated? Yes. But the problem is it is appearing in two different lines. So to give a pleasant look over there, what you can do, there is a separator, one box is there, separator, and there is a drop down over here. You can go to the drop down and see the last option. What it deals with is the space. You can select that. And with immediate effect, you could notice your entire pie chart will be coming up with a neat and clean format, right? So these are the minimum requirements first you fulfill and your pie chart will definitely look better, no doubt. Kindly confirm once you have done up to this. All right. Now, once we have done with this, whatever we have done so far, people, anybody can do that. It's not a rocket science or something extraordinary. We did it over here. Anybody can do. But as I have been telling you, when you present your data as it is, nobody likes it. Nowadays, the audience is having a different level of expectation. So now the question is how to present our data with a beautiful storytelling format that we need to discuss. So here, remember one thing, whenever you have a pie chart in place, you need to first identify which month you have got or which pie is having the maximum occupancy. So if you look at in our case, we have got maximum occupancy in the month of May. Yes. Now that particular pie should be presenting in this format. It should be facing like this. So where actually November month is there, our May month is supposed to be there. How to bring that? Technically, we have to rotate the pie. And to rotate the pie, you can right click on pie chart and we have a option format data series. And there you will be finding over here in the data series box angle of first slice. One bar is there, one marker is there. Now slightly take this marker, slide over the bar, and you will be immediately getting that a feel that the pie chart starts rotating. Now, when you reach to that level over here, your May month is reaching to that level, then you should stop rotating. Okay. So somewhere around, I'm getting the feel of 120 to 125 somewhere. I'm getting exactly. Okay. So I can take that. Now I close this window. Okay. Hmm. Now what I can do, I'll keep my cursor outside once. I'll go and click one of the pie. So you can see all the pies are in selection. Now I'll go and select only May month pie. Only May month pie alone would be in selection. And now the way when we order pizza, how you take the pizza out, similarly, similar fashion, you can take this May month alone out over here. And this will turn out to be a beautiful story that during the whole year, during the month of May, we got the maximum revenue. Anybody can make out, even if 11 is also sitting, you can make out what I'm trying to present it. So this is how people, whenever there's a need, how to present our data with a beautiful pie chart, making it more informative, and people will love to see that. Check it out. Is it working? All right. Now, I'll take you through one more chart, which is just for information purpose. Sometimes you happen to see such kind of charts also whenever you are dealing with your American or European counterparts, is called benchmark chart. There is no such kind of chart in our chart category called benchmark, but yes, this is nothing but the other versions of our target versus actuals or budget versus actuals. But if it is needed over here, you can also prepare something like this, and these markers are going to steal the show. But yes, if suppose somebody is demanding, don't be worried and start searching in this, how these guys are doing. I don't find any such kind of charts anywhere. Don't be panic like that. This is just a coin term, benchmark chart. And this is nothing but our budget versus actuals, how we are prepared, the same thing. All right. Now I'll take you through one more important chart type. Most of the time, while we are presenting our chart, we spend a lot of time. So how to save our time? and how to present it dynamically. Just see. Here we have got 12 months data. Kindly delete from March to December. Numbers are changing. Don't worry, don't be panicked. Why I am getting different number, you are getting different number, because there is a formula ready-made available called rand between. Okay. So each and every click, it refresh the formula, and since the formula is being refreshed, we are getting a different value. This is the only reason why we are getting it. All right. Now, take a look after deleting. No need to do anything. Just watch my screen. Suppose say I have selected my data. I have plotted a graph. Now tomorrow, when I believe that I have completed my March month business and I have presented over here, but March month data is not popping up. Reason? When I select my chart, you could notice the range is not being extended to March month. So what we do, we take our mouse pointer, manually we drag it down like this. Nothing wrong. What you're doing is absolutely perfectly all right. But the problem is this dragging task is a recurring in nature. Every month end, I have to keep dragging like this one by one cell down, which is really time consuming, annoying. Now you can ask me a question, Prabhas, why don't you take an anonymous range like this? It will create that much of empty space in the slide in your chart area. So it leads to a lot of question. That Prabhas, why this is showing so much of space? Can I say that, sir, we are yet to complete our calendar year or business year or financial year? That is not the right way to express. So this is the reason why people, what is the better format, how to present our data effectively? Just say, select your data, Control A, convert your data into table. As I told you, Control T or Control L. T for Tango, L for less over here. Then the moment I hit OK, with immediate effect, my data is converted into table. Yes. Plot a graph, Alt F1 or function Alt F1. As I told you, do all the minimum formattings. Going to design, take the last tile, click the plus symbol, remove the grid lines, take the chart title in the right side of the chart area. Then select your axis scale, delete it. Right click on the chart columns and go for add data labels. Then make it bold, increase the font size. Then right click on the chart columns, format data series, first icon, fill, and vary colors by point. So nothing new. Whatever we have done in the first slide, same thing, we did it over here. Now take a look once it is done. Suppose tomorrow I need to start filling my data. I complete my business for the month of March. Just for the timing, fill the month. I'll go and fill MAR, enter, APR, enter, MAY, enter, JUN, enter. So I need to only start filling the data. Here the data comes automatically because we have the formula in place. But technically real time, you have to fill your data. But what is the beauty? Automatically, my data is being populated, the chart area is being populated with the respective month details. Color is also changing, equal interval spacing from month to month also I'm getting, and data labels are also getting populated. Now tomorrow at any point of time, I need to showcase my only quarterly data. I don't need to say the unwanted information to the people. What I can do, I can go to my month filter and choose April, May, and June. I can showcase. So that alone people happen to see. No unwanted data I'm going to showcase on the screen, and no unwanted questions I'm going to invite in the meeting room. So this is how one more advantage we have seen today is converting your data into table, how to present it in a dynamic presentation. Check it out. All these things are working. Any doubt, any queries? Ready? All right. So can I take that? It is working. Any difficulties? Anybody? Right. So this is how people. This is all about our charts and graphs. And I would suggest when you go for charts and graphs, please start exploring more from our Microsoft inventory or the 10 website names I have given it to you in the day one. So whenever time permits, go and explore more. And again, depending upon the versions, the chart styles are also going to be number of charts will be different. So yes, if you have Office 365, you'll always get a better flavor, formatting, patterns, formulas, functions, features wise, you'll be getting a lot of things. All right. So any doubts, any queries from anybody? Hope it was informative. Whatever the things we discussed, you believe you are getting more confidence to make your things better.
Yes.
Yes, Prabhas.
Yes.
Right. So only thing is you have to practice. Don't lose the touch. Whatever the momentum, keep it going. Don't be also make a delay. Okay, fine. Will I get my time something the weekend? I'll practice at least 10 to 15 minutes every day. Keep practicing and don't stop there. There's always a next level of learning, but this is the base. Once your base is strong, you can learn anything. Any ETL tools like our Tableau, Power BI, which is the hotcake in the market nowadays. Wherever you go, people ask Power BI knowledge will be an added advantage. So don't stop there. Keep learning because whenever there's a new tool in the market, you have to upgrade your skills. That's necessary.
Sure.
Right. So any doubt, any queries, any formula function. So I just would see we have learned so many things. I just would like to take your opinion. Out of this entire 4 days, any any particular tool or formula or functions, just name it that with immediate effect you are going to implement in your workplace. So I'll call out the name. You have to just give me one line of expressions. A lot of things we learn, just one tool. Okay. So I'll start with our friend Vaidyanathan.
Yes, Prabhas.
So any tool you believe that you are going to implement immediate effect at your workplace.
Yeah, it is VLOOKUP, Prabhas, actually.
We look up. Okay. Uh, in your workplace, you don't have 365.
Yeah, it's there.
So
But
why
I
we
came
look
to
up
know
only?
idea about the three XLOOKUP just now after this training only. So I will
Okay.
get right. Yeah.
All right. So fine then. So now you'll start exploring that. We look up, you'll be implementing, but along with that, explore X lookup also simultaneously. That will be my
Yeah.
advice.
Yeah, sure.
Anyway. All right. So next I'll go to Amit.
Yeah, Prabhas. So for me, definitely XLOOKUP, pivot,
Mhm, mhm.
and to certain extent, this uh, data bar or a chart that you have shown.
That visualization purpose, whatever we discussed.
Correct.
Right. Right. No
The
problem.
especially the yesterday what you have shown how to prepare the dashboard. That is
Mhm.
somewhere which I will be more focusing because that is a
Yeah.
need for my job, I would say.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah,
So I gave you last two, like yesterday, slide number, I mean, pivot 9 and pivot 10.
correct.
Like
Hmm.
when you go for connecting multiple pivot tables and showcase the story, that is also very much interesting. So you can go through that as
Yes,
well. All right. Well,
yes.
next I'll go to Abdul. Yeah, I do understand, Abdul, you had a challenge, but yes, still I would like to take out your opinion, like which element you believe that you can immediately apply at your workplace.
Yeah, it is mainly data analysis and in charting and dashboard. These are the three main this thing which I will be implementing in the day-to-day.
Okay, okay, great. Thank you. So,
Yeah.
Ditnu, from your side?
Yes, sir. Chart and character pattern is my what is
Okay, fine. Thank you. Green?
and
Yes, Ria, you're on mute.
Hello, sir. Yes, I'll
Yeah.
be definitely using VLOOKUP function. That has been very
Mhm.
useful. So, but
Mhm.
currently I'm into teaching, but when I start working in this field, definitely I will explore this option.
Right. So as I understand, the day one you told me that you are more into teaching side, like maintaining the student database and all those things. So you can give a helping hand to the people, like where they're sitting and doing like the job of the clerical jobs. Mostly, I could say.
Yes,
I would
yes,
not say any other word
administrator.
for this. You can give the smart way of doing the work. You can share your knowledge with your people or your colleagues, your friends. They will be also benefited from your knowledge as
Yes,
well.
definitely,
So
sir.
at least you can save some time. And
Yes.
in your tips and tricks, whatever you have learned, you can also surprise them. Okay, this much of time we could save, and immediately we can create this kind of reports. Trust me, it is going
Yes.
to help you out. When I used to teach, I mean, the moment I went to Symbiosis Telecom Institute, like SITS over here, SITM, sorry, Telecom and Management. There were, the first I did not train the students. I told them first the faculty should get trained,
Yeah,
then you can pass on that flavor to the students.
that's right.
This is how we have changed the pattern. And they were really admiring. In fact, the dean was also saying, Pravas, you have come up with a great idea. First, you trained us, then we understood the flavor. Though we are not using, but still we understood the potential of Excel. And that is how, trust me, when I trained them, they have changed and they made the curriculum like 136 hours at least people should go for rigorous training on Microsoft Office. They have made it mandatory for all the students. So this is how, I mean, since the beginner level, like the moment we are in the academics, if we have got that flavor, I mean, the moment we go for corporate world, when you're stepping it, your knowledge level will be definitely in the +1 level. So the education pattern nowadays we need to change more into the digital side. We have to be also focus. Rather being a bookworm, sometimes we need to go for our real-time system, how the system is going to help us, what kind of tools are around, and how to optimize the tool so that we can make your life better. But I don't go really with these codings like I mean, the moment you go for these endorsements and the advertisements in the TV, that 3 years, 4 years kid, they have done something coding over here. Focus. See, you have to give enough time, people. It's the raw mind. Let them first grasp what is the in and around world. Why you just force them? So this is completely, I'm against of it. I don't know why they are promoting this kind of things in the world as such. They should stop doing that. Anyway, that's none of our business and we have nothing in our hand also. Well, next I'll go to Suvendu.
Yes, sir, definitely. There are several formulas actually we learn, and especially goal seek, actually, which will be helpful, since we are actually teaching, supply chain
Right,
break-even point.
right. Good. So I'm glad that I could leave some takeaways. So next I'll go to Misbah.
I will use XLOOKUP, VLOOKUP,
Uh-huh.
and data presentation, data visualization.
Right. No problem. So since as you have got already the experience of data entry operations, now you can take one more level up your confidence level by doing the things better over there. And when you go for the more of job opportunity, trust me, you will be definitely bagging appreciation at your workplace. But provided you should practice all these things. Okay. All right, so I would request you guys just spend 1 minute time with me. I have dropped a link regarding this our Excel for all review. So what you think you liked or any improvement if you needed, just click on that link and give me some few words. That will be really great, helpful for me. Just 1 minute time. I don't want you to write an essay or story. I don't want to kill your time also. I know it's Sunday time and it's family time more, but yes, knowledge is also necessary. So you have given your time. I appreciate that. And thanks for patient hearing and watching. Just last thing, do it for me.
Prabhas, you're based out
Yeah,
of Bangalore or Pune?
I'm based out of Pune, but we have got
Okay.
pan-India branches. We have got near about 8 different locations in the major cities across India. And
Okay.
somewhere it is of co-working space, somewhere we have got dedicated office, but we do not maintain any classroom centers or something in the cities. It is just admin centers for
Mm-hmm.
meeting our trainers. Because most of the time, what it happens when you take the pan-India training programs, like say our clients from Vedanta, Hindalco, and Tata groups, and as well as this our what do you say, TVS groups. So we are our major clients where we take the calendar year complete training, and they are spread across in different cities and somewhere in the rural or remote areas also there. So what it happens, we don't get time because of the calendar completely blocked. So we don't give exact time what they're looking for. And if the dates are being bit of challenging, so we engage our local trainers in the different cities. And that's why we have developed those assets in those cities, and we have hired a small location or place. So whether the trainer can meet, and we have all our facility for VC and all, so we can do all this knowledge transfer and how to maintain the training program, what kind of knowledge you should deliver there. So we should give a briefing of that. And then the people goes to the next level locations and they deliver the training programs. So this is the reason why we maintain all these offices.
Okay. Can I ask you a favor?
Yeah, yeah, tell me.
uh, m- I know this is out of the syllabus, but related to
Mhm,
the Excel only.
mhm.
Macro. I am
Yeah.
just looking for a small portion like time. So